Detective Pipsqueak arrives at the imposing, rain-slicked steps of the manor. This is a highly structured, pristine miniature environment. Every room is meticulously ordered, but tonight, that carefully curated symmetry has been disrupted. In the grand foyer, a plush velvet display case sits empty. The prize of the estate, the priceless golden sunflower seed, has been taken. Hamsters have poor eyesight, so Pipsqueak relies on a biological mechanism called olfactory tracking. He picks up a faint, lingering trace of walnut oil drifting toward the library. That single trace of scent gives him a thread to follow, turning the chaotic architecture of a multi-level mansion into a solvable pathway. Pipsqueak enters the ground floor parlors, pushing through heavy velvet curtains. He immediately faces a complex network of branching, visually identical hallways. This schematic shows how spatial mapping works. A rodent relies on wall-following logic to mathematically eliminate dead ends, building a mental geometry of the room's perimeter. The olfactory trail intersects his route, pinpointing a high concentration of walnut oil at a miniature fireplace. The trail stops moving across the floorboards. The thief went up. Pipsqueak has to abandon horizontal tracking and enter the vertical inner wall cavities. He squeezes his flexible body into the tight, velvet-lined chimney space, pushing his weight upward against the rough brick texturing. Rodents possess incredible skeletal adaptability. Their unattached collarbones and flexible rib cages allow them to compress through extremely confined vertical bottlenecks while maintaining upward momentum. He breaks through the floorboards into the third-floor master bedroom. Here, the concentration of the walnut oil scent spikes significantly. Conquering a multi-level architectural puzzle requires exactly this combination. You need the horizontal cognitive mapping to find the right entry points, and the vertical physical adaptability to actually scale them. Leaving the pristine lower floors behind, Pipsqueak pushes up into the cramped, dust-choked attic space. Drafts are pulling through the exposed roof slats. The moving air is rapidly dispersing the walnut oil scent, meaning he has a very narrow window to track the final path. The environment here is unstable. Swinging, dusty chandeliers and precarious stacks of miniature trunks force him to calculate physical boundaries that are constantly shifting. This grid map demonstrates dynamic obstacle avoidance. When the physical geometry moves, a creature redraws its trajectory vector in real time. Spatial recalculation happens as the path arcs to circumvent the sweeping pendulum hazard, keeping orientation locked on the target. Dodging the pendulum, Pipsqueak identifies a structural anomaly in the ceiling boards above him. It's a concealed, spring-loaded latch leading directly to the roof. Processing shifting spatial data under extreme time pressure is what allows him to navigate through this chaos and reach the final bottleneck. Pipsqueak crests the steep, shingled roof ridge, his silhouette framed against a backdrop of glowing miniature city lights. He navigates to the treacherous edge of the chimney stack, finally cornering the unseen culprit against the drop. With a quick dash, he retrieves the stolen golden sunflower seed. In true rodent fashion, his reward is immediate and consummatory. He cracks the shell and eats it on the spot. The investigation covered only a few literal feet of wood and fabric, yet the cognitive achievement of the journey becomes clear when looking at the mansion in its entirety. This cross-section shows the full 4-story Victorian mansion. He navigated dozens of complex rooms, mapped branching corridors, and scaled a vertical drop that is hundreds of times his own body height. Pipsqueak fused biological sensory tracking with complex spatial logic to map, climb, and conquer a dense, 4-story architectural labyrinth.